Good morning, everyone. My name is Jen, and I am the community activator for the Border Crossings Project on behalf of the Art Gallery of Mississauga. I am super happy to be seeing you here. You've taken the time to learn, and I'm excited about that. Today, we are with Daisy from Rowdy Media 6, located in Mississauga and the GTA. And she has a lot to share about the art of storytelling through video. But before we start, I'm going to launch a poll here for you all to please answer. Thank you very much. Just wait a couple more seconds. Thank you. All right. So as usual, before we start, we always want to start by acknowledging the land on which we gather, in which the region of Peel operates. It's a part of the treaty lands and the territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit. For thousands of years, Indigenous peoples inhabited and cared for this land. And in particular, we acknowledge the territory of the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Ojibwe-Chippewa peoples, the land that is home to the Métis, and most recently, the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit's First Nations, who are direct descendants of the Mississaugas of the Credit. I'm just going to let a couple more people in, and we honor the land on which we are working and conducting this workshop on today. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and then I will call on you. But if you want, you can put it in the chat so that we are not necessarily interrupting Daisy, but so that you are listening. But she also has a slide that she will share with all of her information afterwards. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Daisy. I'm going to spotlight video you and enjoy, everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Daisy, and I am the founder of Rowdy Media 6. Oh, nice. Hi from France. That's amazing.
Oh, before we start, I want to share the video.
Yes, please.
So, okay, guys, so just so you know, Rowdy Media has done some video editing and shooting video for the Art Gallery of Mississauga and for the Border Crossings Project. So I wanted to share the video that they created for the Border Crossings Showcase that we did in November. All right, everyone. And so this is going to give you a great idea of the importance of storytelling through video. Enjoy. So that was a long version showcasing the virtual tour that
thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight for Abstract
Oh,
Art
sorry,
with
guys.
Trilla.
I'm trying to figure out what that is.
This is part of
It's Christina Moss. Sorry. So check out our YouTube channel, guys, for more of the other workshops we've done and virtual tours. But that was, yeah, a 6-minute version of what we had for the Border Crossings project, where we had an exhibit set up at the Art Gallery where we shared the stories that we gathered as a team and presented through video because of the times that we are going through right now. And it was very important that we shared the story. So we can talk about how Rowdy Media edited, shot it, added the music in, but also the importance of music, right? Because that music is, thank you, very epic. but for a long video, maybe a different song could be used next time, right? And I say that because I was part of the team who helped supervise the edit, but Daisy is going to get into all of that and reasons why certain things are done. So there's that one example. Daisy?
Hi. So yeah, I mean, as you might know right now with coronavirus, it's a little bit like more, it's a lot more challenging to actually get the awareness out there, and especially in social media with like a lot of competition, we have to find ways to stand out. Our attention span right now is very, very short. So when you're on your phone scrolling on Instagram, like tell me guys, like how many seconds you really spend reading a Facebook post or even the news or an article? Really, not as much. So right now, because of how we have evolved and all of the channels that we have out there, it's a lot easier to process information through videos. That's why, like every time that I watch the news, I just go to YouTube and watch the news that way. I don't read the newspaper anymore. And actually, with 2021, like people are barely going out. Like this is the place where we get informed, right? So saying that, right now with all of these challenges that we're having to break in the industry to make noise, we have to find innovative ways to put our message out there. As I was saying, video is one of the most effective ways because you can put the message out there, and it's really, really easy to memorize. It makes you feel something as well. So I just want to quickly say, share with you guys my personal border crossing story and the reason why I started creating videos. So I've always been, my background is in public relations. So I wanted to study animal, like the strategies for animal rights. So a couple of the things that I did in that research was finding the most effective channels to change human behavior. And the results of my thesis were that video is actually one of the most effective ways to change human behavior and the way that people think, and yeah. So essentially, the beautiful thing about video is that you have the attention span of your target, and then you can play with the visuals, you can play with the elements, with the music to guide the conversation or the story in a certain way to achieve a certain goal. So right now, it's very important, guys, that you have in mind that if you want to make videos for your own social media channels or your business or even for fun, it's important to keep in mind a couple of questions: why you're doing it, for who you're doing it, and exactly like what do you want to take out of it. Because if you just want to like post for post, that's super fun and that's also like valid. But if you want to make more sales, or if you have like a specific goals set, I'm more than happy to like sit down with you guys and tell you like what you guys can do to get your message out there effectively. So quickly, I put together this presentation onto how a beginner's guide on how to take a great video with your phone, because right now I know that most people don't have access to 4K, like a 4K Canon or like a Blackmagic or even an Alexa to create high quality videos. Even the lighting, I know that it's really hard to get those resources right now. So I want to teach you like very easy tips that you can just do from the comfort of your house with your phone, with the tools that you have. So I'm gonna quickly share my screen. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to add them on the chat, guys. Okay, so today's lesson: what makes a good video good? As I was saying, like from a technical standpoint, we can get into like so many details: lighting, composition, audio, props, everything. But there is really, like I said right there, there's no magic formula. There's no one way to make things good in film and in this industry, because most of it is like you have to be creative. You have to let your brain go and just and just like be very intuitive with the story that you're trying to share. So as I was telling you guys, you need to make sure that your videos have one of these elements or are answering one of these questions that I was asking in the past, like why you're doing it, what message you want to put out there, and what's your goal. So I would suggest, like, in your videos, you're solving a problem, you're adding a value to the viewer, or you're entertaining it. That's adding like one of those elements to your video. It's always gonna make it a successful one. So here, these are like 4 of the basic elements that determine the quality of it, like if a video is good or not. Composition, lighting, your point of view, and your creativity. So we're going to talk a little bit about composition. So composition is the art, is like the way that the objects looked in a frame. So for the human eye, we like symmetry. We like things that are visually attractive to us. So when we're making a video or when we're taking a picture, we're trying to make the same thing. We're trying to make the experience pleasant for the eye. And yeah, so it's just clean, organized, and just pleasant and attractive. So I want to quickly teach you something. You probably already know this, or if you don't know this, you might be familiar with it because you probably have seen it on your iPhone or in your cameras. This thing, it's called the rule of thirds. So this is very, very important, and it's actually one of the first lessons that you get when you go to a filming school or a photography school. So in theory, what you have to do is that you have to put your elements of interest in these red intersections right here. So you can put your element in the middle, you can put them in the left area or in the right area, but the goal is to play with these squares to make it visually attractive. Again, there's two really important questions that you have to answer yourself when you are using the rule of thirds. So what are the points that are in, what are my points of interest in this shot? Let's say I'm taking a picture of myself. What are the points of interest? My eyes, my nose, my mouth, right? I want people to see my face. If I'm taking a picture of a landscape or the ocean, I want them to see like the sand, the sand, the ocean, and the sky, right? So like this picture that, who is this lovely person that has this ocean picture here? Lauren? No, I don't see your name. It's fine. Another thing that I want to add is the balance and the symmetry. So again, here in these 2 pictures, these are from very famous movies. This is from Kubrick. So here they're actually applying the rule of thirds. If you can see it, it's right here, right here, right here, and right here. So the elements are perfectly centered. And if you can see, I'm trying to remake it here with the circle. So each element falls on one of the lines. And that's what's gonna make it beautiful and attractive. So every time that you're trying to, even like, again, with pictures or videos, try to keep this in mind because this is really gonna make a difference. Lighting. So lighting, it's very, very important. One of the main reasons why you can tell when someone is starting in this industry and when someone is an expert, it's lighting. Lighting can actually like change the way that one person looks. So like kind of really affect it a lot. Even if you guys have heard the contouring from the Kardashians, that is actually based on lighting. The contouring is because like they're playing with the facial features of the light of your face. So we apply the same techniques with lights to make the face look a little bit different. And then in post-production, we do a little bit more of magic. And just to make it clear, I really want to show you guys this video. Not all of it, but I want to show you only a little bit of it, because this will explain perfectly what I'm trying to explain about the lights. And please let me know if the audio is too loud. I will make sure to make it a little lower.
To see what we're doing, light creates everything that we see. Without light, we don't know what's in front of us. It's just black. Light gives everything its shape, its texture, its depth. Light lets us know that a sphere is round, if it's smooth or rough. Light builds everything that we see. When you change the light, you change what you see. Literally everything you're seeing is because of the light. And by changing the light, we change how it looks. The difference between your mom's photos and a photographer's photos isn't the camera they're using, it's their understanding of light. So, let's learn the basics of lighting using only one light. The first thing you think about is, where do I want the light to be coming from in my image? There's three main ways to do it. Are you going to front light it, side light it, or backlight it? Yes, I know there's technically more to it than this, but remember, we're keeping it basic here. Front lighting is the most common type of lighting. The light source comes from somewhere in the front of the scene and creates a very even and unoffensive lighting type. It's the most common because we can see everything, and shadows are at a minimum, which means less wrinkles. This also creates a very flat, two-dimensional space because there are less shadows, which are what gives an object its three-dimensional shape. The light doesn't have to come from dead center as long as it's projecting from the front of the scene. Side lighting is where the light source comes directly from the side of the scene at a 90-degree angle. This is also called split lighting because it tends to split everything directly in half with shadows. This is a highly dramatic style that will really define the shapes and features of the scene. It's not used as commonly as we tend to want more than half of the subject to be illuminated. Backlighting is where the light source comes from somewhere in the back half of the scene. It is very good at creating silhouettes and providing depth in the scene by separating your subject from the background. This is one of the big benefits of backlighting because you tend to get this halo of light.
Okay, I'm stopping it there because I will go back to backlighting in a second. But yeah, essentially, I really wanted to quickly show you how facial, well, this was a toy, right? But how the features can change so much just with lighting. That's why even I was explaining that even like the Kardashians and a lot of like people in the makeup industry apply the same techniques and play with that to make their faces a little bit like more visually attractive and appealing for the human eye. The next thing that I want to talk about is point of view. So I don't know if you saw on the video that we were showing, most of the times you have to, like I said, you have to be really, really creative with your shoots. If you, here I have an example of a baby, because let's say if you want to take a picture of a baby and I take it from my height, the picture is going to be really, really bad because you're just going to see like a little baby and like a lot of like, just like a lot of like dead space between me and the element. But however, what if I go on the floor on my belly and I go to the same level of the baby? Then I create something with a much realer perspective, where you get down to the level and you're showing another point of view, another reality, another way to look at things. So that's how, even when you're, for example, when you're shooting a dog, I would recommend the same thing. You go on the floor, you get really close to the nose, because what you want to imitate is what they look like, what they're seeing. So like even for example with Tarantino, he plays a lot with the point of views as well. He shoots a lot of the feet people walking. So when you're telling a story, you have to be really creative into like sometimes putting these elements that are just gonna tell the story. Like in these, like Tarantino's, for example, the shoes, you know, like it's here it depends a lot on your creativity. There's really like no right or wrong way to play with this. It's just you have to let your mind go free in this area. Very easy but important tip: always clean your lens. Even ourselves, as experts as we are, sometimes we forget to clean it. You start shooting and you're like, oh God, we didn't clean the lens. So please guys, this is super important. As soon as you start shooting, clean that lens. Sadly, my video recording is not working, but I was quickly like showing you guys how to go on your settings and just quickly like activate. If you guys have an iPhone, you actually have access to a time-lapse, slow-mo, and 4K video for the most part. So those tools, a time-lapse and a slow-mo, even very expensive cameras don't have those features. So these little guys are really powerful. If you guys are learn to use them properly, you can make magic with your phone. So if you guys have like a couple of like questions how to like get these settings on, I can help you guys out because I know that not all iPhones have them by default. Editing. So editing, it's another beast. So most of the times when you're editing, when you're shooting, you have to think a lot and consider your post-production, because if you just go and shoot everything and you don't make any cuts, you're not gonna have any material to tell your story. What do you want to do? You want to go to the place and grab little elements, the things that caught your attention, the things that you think people want to see. So you grab piece by piece by piece, and like a puzzle, you connect it. So again, you have I can teach you, like I feel like editing would be like another workshop on its own. So I just want to quickly just give some like tips on the fact that you guys can still edit from your phone, and you guys don't need Adobe Premiere, you don't need After Effects, you don't need Final Cut. You can do it from the comfort of your iPhone or Android. You can crop with the basic features of your phone. You can crop, you can I believe you can only crop and change the speed of the video. However, I have a couple of apps that I'll share at the end where you can add music and change some other elements. How to improve your video quality. So I know that earlier we were talking about backlighting. I know that I said that here I'm saying avoid, but in the video they were actually like encouraging it. The reason why it's because everything depends on what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get a professional picture for LinkedIn, mistake. You definitely don't want any light on your back. You want all of the light coming from the front. For example, for a professional shot. So if you are playing into like if you want to make like a theatrical or something very emotional and expressive, then you can play with the backlighting, because then it would be a moment to use it. Unless you want to like do it on purpose, you can play with it, be really creative and do really beautiful things. But if you want to take a family picture, a Christmas picture, and if there's a lot of light in the back, please always try to make sure that there's a light in front. Another thing that I would suggest is use both hands. I know that most of us normally would record like these or even like this, but I would really recommend using both hands because you'll be able to be more steady. You can play even with your transitions with the phone. This is actually very hard with cameras because they're very heavy. So when you're trying to move them or making like certain effects with it, it's very tiring for your arms, and also you tend to shake it. That's why there's equipment like gimbals or DJIs to make these effects seem smooth. However, with your phone, that's a huge advantage. If you use both hands, it's actually very easy to remake those movements. Like for example, on the movies where like everything moves for a second. Those things, we do them with dollies, but it's beautiful that you can do it with your phone. That's a huge tip that you guys should use. The lock, focus, and exposure. You probably already know this, but it doesn't hurt. Here you guys can see again the line of thirds. And at the same time, when you lock your focus and exposure, your phone automatically will give you the best lighting and will kind of like set the settings for you. So I would always recommend every time you're gonna take a picture, select that. So it automatically like illuminates the picture better. Then another thing that's huge and very important is audio quality. So I know that we use lavaliers, little microphones that you put in here and then you hide, or now with COVID, we've been using the long distance ones. However, you guys don't need that right now. The beautiful thing about it is like headphones from Apple or from Android, they actually have a really great quality. We have created even podcasts with the quality of these headphones because really, it's really great. I would not hesitate on using them. Just don't keep it as close to your mouth. Keep them like around to like this distance and you guys should be fine, but you don't need more equipment than this. And yeah, here are like some of my favorite apps that I have both on my phone and on my computer. Not all of them are for video editing though. However, I really wanted to share this with you. This eraser app, it's pretty much, you can use it both on videos and photos, and you can get rid of the background. So it's very similar to what you can do with Photoshop, but you can do it from your phone. Storyco, with Storyco and Freckle and even Mojo, all of these three are actually designed to create videos and stories. However, oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to say something?
I have a question.
Yes.
And that is asking what these are. So these are apps that you can use for post while you're doing video, but Annette, if you want to, is also asking about what kind of headphones to use. So guys, outside of the Apple or Android headphones, Daisy, what would you suggest? Let's say someone wants to get a little more technical, like the lavalier, I think is what she's asked. Oh no, that's the sound, but what other headphones could be used? Maybe
another headphones that, okay, yeah, I'm reading the messages here. Yeah, so another headphones that you could use, it really depends. I would also recommend, as weird as it's gonna sound, gaming, like the gaming headsets. Like for people that play Xbox and stuff like that, gaming headsets. Why? Because they have an amazing, like you can hear very well, and also they have the microphone here. So those are actually a really great purchase if you want to make a podcast or anything. And even I've seen people like joining some calls with them as well. So that's a great option. And I think the range of those are like around probably like $100, 50 to 100.
Yeah, and I think you guys also do like master classes, right? So if anyone has any questions, we can, you can Google Rowdy Media 6 and reach out to Daisy because they can do one-on-one masterclass with you about all of the elements she's talking about and teach you more, because this is just a quick overview about storytelling through video.
Yeah, and especially with your phone, because if you guys are interested on learning how to actually use, yes, you can plug them directly into your phone, depending on what entrance do you have. So if you right now have this entrance, which is like the new one and the annoying one, you might have to get the little adapter. That would be the only thing. But if you have an iPhone with the standard aux, you should be fine. Yeah, so I was just quickly saying that if you guys are actually interested on learning how to use like Premiere or Final Cut or more professional tools or even lighting, I can teach you guys how to use that. even how to like use natural lighting on your favor as well. So I know that it's really complicated right now, even for our people of ourselves in our industry, because we're one-on-one all the time. So being online, it's a little complicated, but having these tools and being able to understand how to effectively using them, has helped me a lot. So I'm really happy to share what I know with you guys. Because again, a universal language is math, but also videos, because it doesn't matter what language you speak, you can show something to other people in different countries and they will be able to understand. So yeah. Jen, do you wanna add something else?
No, I think continue on with your presentation. Thank you. Sorry for interrupting.
No worries. Okay. So yeah, again, so these apps, yeah, I was gonna say that, for example, like Prequel, Storico, and Mojo, those three are really, even over, those three are really like, because when you're making videos from your, like, let's say your camera from your phone, sometimes it's not as great. I actually don't know why this happens. However, if you guys go and open the camera from Instagram, or you open the camera from inside some other apps, sometimes the quality of the camera, it's a little higher. So again, Prequel, Mojo, and Storico, both of them, those three, actually have a lot of like nice video effects that you can't find on TikTok and that you can't find on Instagram. So if you shoot a video from there, then you can change it and upload it into iMovie and edit it. But some of those like effects are hard to find, and really these two are such a gem. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of these screen, please, I'll stay here for 2 seconds and I'll move if you guys want to save them. I see a question. Are these apps free? Yes, for the most part. I really don't like paying for apps. You know, so I know that Afterlight you have to pay after a little bit, but you can use a lot of it for free. It's all of the same with these ones. iMovie, I think you have to pay, I believe.
No, you don't have to pay for iMovie.
No,
not necessarily. No, not really.
Just Final Cut, right?
Just Final Cut, yeah.
Yeah, and Premiere, it's also Premiere is also you have to pay for that one. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to say is break the rules. Even everything that I just told you, break the rules. Why? Because, like I said, there's like really no right or wrong way to do this. Of course, if we're not going to like the technical aspects of the lighting, yes, like there might be like better ways to do certain things, but as I was explaining with the black lighting, everything depends on what you're trying to get, on the message that you're trying to like spread across. So yeah, like if you seriously, if you want to be creative and let's say like shoot a video like horizontally, or even like in like backwards or something, like who says that that's wrong? You know, like it's up, like if you have the elements and the ideas in your head and maybe you don't have like the technicality to do it, you can feel free to reach out to me and tell me like, hey Daisy, I have these ideas, I want to make these, but I feel like I need this, and I will be more than happy to tell you like, hey, do this, apply this, use this app, try to do this. Because again, with everything that's happening, I really don't want to hold any information, and I really just want to share everything with you guys that I know. So yeah, let me see what else I have. No, that's my last slide, Jen.
I think really it's more about discussing how you've said it, how video is really a universal language and how video is a form of art. Do you have any tips on, do you have any other videos that you can show that story tell a situation?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's share that, and then let's ask everyone what they think is being emanated through the video.
For sure. I'm sharing my screen, right? So just give me 1 second. I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking if I can show you something from. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about something that's very timely. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this, but I will, because it's this, I think is actually the perfect example right now. Just give me 1 second.
So while Daisy looks for that, I actually have an example of another way of storytelling through video that Rowdy shot and edited. So it gives you another way of understanding, besides like a virtual tour, of how editing and shooting in different circumstances tell a story, but also how it can make someone feel, because it is all about that. Hold on. So that is a video that was compiled, shot, edited, everything post-production by Rowdy Media. So you can see, guys, that the storytelling, the way that they shot it was like a walkthrough of the venue. You can do this all now also on your cell phone using Reels. And when you take videos, or you want to take videos, especially when it comes to Reels or like the shorter style stories or lives, think about the way that you're going to tell a story before you walk into the room, into the venue, or into the subject that you're trying to portray. So when you do that, if you know the next 10 frames that you're going to shoot, if it's using Reels, then you know that your edit is going to kind of go seamless with the music that you pick if you use that on Instagram. So Daisy, can you share more tips about the art of storytelling when it comes to like your storyboard or understanding what you're going to portray?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, storyboarding. I had nothing ready for that, but I can.
No, I mean, here, but it's not about having ready. It's knowing that.
So
storytelling through art and understanding that everyone has a vision or not necessarily has a vision, because in social media or through videos, you might see videos that are shot that have no points to it, right? So it's the story, it's the rule of like, it's almost like the rule, it's like a third. It's like, what is your story? So you have to make a point, you want to tell a story, and then the way that you're going to share it. So do you have any tips on that, Daisy?
Yeah, I mean, for example, like the way that I am, or the way that I like tackle things is like, first when I'm working with clients, I first ask them like, hey, like, what's your goal? You know, like, what do you want to achieve with this video? Because if you just want to like just post something for posting it, that takes us nowhere. But if you tell me like, hey, I want a video that's gonna make me increase sales, or hey, I want a video that's gonna help me like increase my brand awareness. Okay, then I see and I look at your business and I see like what are the keys, what are the things that are different about your business you want to highlight. So then I grab those things as a puzzle. I grab them, I grab the ideas. And then I'm like, okay, we can explain, like people like the client, like the target market doesn't understand like your business or what you have to offer. So I put myself in the shoes of the other people and I say, what would I want to see as a user? Like what would be easier for me to digest and to understand? So then once I put myself into my target's shoes, and once I understand like my client and the vision and what he wants to achieve, I put it together. And then I come up with a couple of like options. And then I see, okay, this could work. This maybe will not work. I try experimenting with it. I share it with people like Jen or my brother or like peers. And then they tell me like, you know what, maybe change this here, or maybe like make it like a little more clear here. But that's kind of like the creative process works for me. And another thing that I really like doing is I go and look for examples as well. So for example, like now that I know, like, okay, I'm trying to get, let's say, I'm trying to get people to donate for dogs. So, okay, I understand that my target, it's people that love animals. So what do I need to do? I need to make them feel something in order for them to take an action, right, on that video. So that's kind of like the way that it's been done. You do your audit on things that have worked in the past, and then you mix your own ideas with ideas that have worked in the past to give the client innovation. That's what I would suggest when it comes to like building like a story.
Does anyone have any questions about that? Or if you have any mild technical questions when it comes to video using your phone, make sure to add it in the chat, or just let Daisy know she's going to show a video, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I want to show actually like 2 more videos. I'll just show one because I'm trying to make a point with this. You probably have seen recently this video that became viral a week ago, Save Ralph. Please tell me that you guys saw it, and if you didn't see it, tell me that if yes, if you did it, or if you didn't, please, on the chat. You guys did? Okay. So I'm gonna play it a little bit because this is actually a very amazing way to explain storytelling. And actually the fact that they used a cartoon, I'm gonna go into those details after we watch it. So I'm gonna share it now with you guys.
Ready? We're rolling. Okay, Ralph, can you mark it, please?
You want me to click it now?
Yep, go for it. Go on.
Like that?
Brilliant.
Oh, it's like in the movies. Alrighty, so my name's Ralph. I'm a rabbit, as you can see. I'm blind in my right eye, and this ear. Can't hear nothing but ringing now. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. I had my fur shaved and got chemical burns up and down my back. Kind of stings, eh? But it's not a big deal. It only really hurts when I like breathe or move around or whatever. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, that hurts. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's okay. We do it for the humans, right? They're far superior to us animals. They've even been to space. Have you ever seen a rabbit in a rocket ship? I don't think so. Point is,
I'm not a space bunny. I'm a tester. My daddy was a tester, my mum, my brothers, my sisters, my kids, all testers, and they all died doing their job. Not like I will. That's okay. Testing is what we were born to do. It makes us rabbits happy. Yeah. Well, gotta get to work. Now I know it looks bad, but the way I see it, I'm doing my job. If just one human can have the illusion of a safer lipstick or deodorant or...
Hey, Ralphie. Psst. Ralphie. What's with the camera crew, bro?
They just follow me around, making a documentary or something.
Can you ask them to get us out of here?
Yeah, what let me see.
Come on, Ralphie, just ask them to get us out of here.
My mom
I don't want to die, man.
Okay,
Ralphie!
okay, I hear you. You can edit that out, right? Oh, here we go.
Hey, don't touch him!
Oh, shit. So in closing, I'd just like to say that...
Sorry, Ralph. We're over here. Can you turn around?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Is this better?
Yeah. Carry on, mate.
Okay, so yeah, I'd just like to say to everyone out there still buying animal-tested cosmetics like eyeliner, shampoo, sunscreen, pretty much everything in your bathroom. Well, without you and countries that allow animal testing, I'd be out of a job. I'd be on the streets. Well, not the streets, more like a field, I guess. You know, like a normal rabbit. But hey, it's all good.
Yeah, so the main reason why I wanted to show this is because like that's it's an example of like a storytelling video. Doesn't have to do anything like it's just an example of like a storytelling of how like a video can make you feel something. This has nothing to do with like the how to create video on your phone or anything like that. Or I just wanted to just straight as an example of how a video can evoke emotion. So in this case, the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because it was a little bit controversial. It's been on the news and everything. So I just wanted to give my professional opinion on it, because one of the most effective ways to make people feel or change behavior is actually through cartoons. So when you have cartoons and you explain, like for example, here in this video, their goal was to talk about an issue. And what they did is that they made that issue human, so humans can relate to that. That's the point. That's the only point where I wanted to share about the video. So I want to quickly make that super clear, because I know that it can be like a sensitive video for some people, you know. So discretion is advised. And yeah, so yeah, essentially, like it's more effective than just people like screaming, or actually like a real video of like someone doing that to an individual like that. So it's very, very effective because you connect with what you're seeing. So
I agree with that. Yeah. And it goes to show how storytelling is very, very subjective. It was a very powerful and strong video that I think is effective to gain attention from individuals who aren't necessarily looking at that. But the thing is, and I want everyone to share here in the chat, like TikTok dance videos. Was that storytelling, or is that a great use of your time and creativity, or something like that, which I think is a fantastic use of your creativity and your time if you're going to make a video? Does anyone here have any questions or ideas of something that they want to create to share with the community that is their border crossing story or effective at helping tell your story? Or does anyone have tips? Or Daisy, if you have any more tips as we kind of close up today's workshop?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything depends on like what you're trying to achieve, you know, like I said, like in this case, if these people were trying to achieve X, they actually went a different way to make that happen, right? So no problem, Nancy. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your time. So yeah, like essentially, like no, to be honest, I feel like those are pretty much these are pretty much like the most essential tips that I can put together for like an hour. Everything else I need to get more in detail with you guys, but again, there's no right or wrong. A lot of in this industry, it's a lot of experimenting with effects, with music, with different things. So if you have an idea that you maybe you're not sure how to put it into execution, reach out to me. I can help you brainstorm. I can teach you how to use these tools. And yeah, seriously.
Where can people find you if they need to get a hold of you? And if you're okay, you can probably, the presentation that you made, you can share it. We can email it out to everyone afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. I will type my website here on the chat, which is rowdymedia6.com. And then you can also follow me on Instagram. I have been a little bit inactive because I'm working right now with an app as well. But you guys can reach out to me there as well. And I'll be more than happy to share everything that I know with you guys, or connect you with more people from the team that will be happy to share things with you. Okay, I think I followed you back already. Thank you.
Is it da?
Nope.
Heißt das, wir gehen weg und sie bleibt
as we round it out, in the background, you can hear her brother, Jonathan, who is part of Rowdy Media 6. He is the editor and the brains behind the effective music. Someone said gracias, Daisy. We have someone. Welcome. So again, guys, there is one more workshop right now that is scheduled for this month, and there's going to be more for the rest of the year. So please make sure to keep checking the Art Gallery of Mississauga's Instagram and Facebook for more information, but especially on Eventbrite, just like how you found this. And if you want to go back and look at the slides, this is going to be posted on YouTube probably in the next hour or two. And we will follow up with an email so that if you need consultation or one-on-one or master classes with Rowdy Media, they can offer that to you. Have a wonderful Saturday morning, and we will see you next weekend, hopefully.
Thank you so much, Anna, again for everything. And thank you, DHM.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.